You think you know Malibu, but you don't. Because the Malibu you see online is not the real Malibu. The real Malibu is hidden behind gates, cliffs, and millions of dollars. This is not just a beach city. This is where billionaires escape the world. Ocean in front, mountains behind, and privacy that money can barely buy. Welcome to Malibu, California, a place where houses are not just homes. They are statements of power. Massive glass mansions, built right on the edge of the ocean, waves crashing just a few feet away, sunset hitting million-dollar walls. Everything looks perfect, too perfect. Because what you see is only the surface. Drive through Pacific Coast Highway, and you will notice something strange. From the road, you can barely see anything, just walls, gates, palm trees. But behind those walls are some of the most expensive homes in America. $20 million, $50 million, even $100 million estates. And here's the shocking part. Many of these homes are designed to not be seen. Architects build them low, hidden, blended into the landscape. So from the outside, it feels normal, but inside, it's a completely different world. Floor-to-ceiling glass walls, infinity pools merging with the ocean, private beach access, helipads, underground garages. This is not luxury. This is controlled perfection. And that's exactly why the most powerful people choose Malibu. Because here, you are not just rich. You are unreachable. Celebrities live here. Billionaires invest here. Tech founders, movie stars, music icons, all hidden in plain sight. You could be driving right next to $80 million mansion and not even know it. That's how private this place is. But here's where it gets interesting. Malibu is not easy to live in. The land is limited, the coastline is protected, and every property is a battle because everyone wants a piece of this paradise. And when demand is high, prices explode. That's why even a small beachfront house can cost more than a luxury mansion in other cities. Because you are not paying for the house, you are paying for the location, the view, the silence, the exclusivity. But there is another reason, a darker reason, why the ultra-rich choose Malibu, and most people never talk about it. Because Malibu is not just beautiful, it's strategic, close to Los Angeles, but far enough to stay hidden, connected to power, but protected from attention. You can attend a meeting in Hollywood and be back in your private oceanfront mansion within an hour. That balance is priceless, but nothing this perfect comes without risk. Because Malibu has its own secrets. Secrets that don't show up in real estate listings. Secrets that billionaires understand, but the public ignores. Wildfires, unpredictable weather, landslides, rising ocean levels. Yes, this paradise is fragile, and every mansion here is built on that reality. Imagine living in a $50 million home and knowing nature can take it away anytime. That's the hidden tension of Malibu. Beauty and danger in the same frame, and yet the rich still come, they still build, they still invest. Why? Because for them, this is not just a home. It's a symbol, a statement that says, I made it. We go deeper into the people, the real owners, and the shocking lifestyle behind those oceanfront walls. Now, let's go deeper, because Malibu is not just about houses. It's about who owns those houses. And this is where things get serious. Because the people living here are not normal rich people. They are global power. Names you already know. Names you see on your screen every day. Actors, tech billionaires, music legends, and people you've never heard of, but control more money than entire cities. Leonardo DiCaprio owns property here. A-list Hollywood actor. Oceanfront lifestyle. Elon Musk has connections and investments around Malibu and nearby elite zones. One of the richest men alive. And yet, even people like him choose places like this. Why? Because Malibu offers something rare. Isolation. Without disconnection. You are close to Los Angeles, but far from the noise. Close to power, but outside the chaos. And that's what makes this place dangerous. Because when powerful people gather in one location, that location becomes more than just a city. It becomes influence. Deals happen here, conversations that never go public, decisions that affect millions, all behind closed doors, inside glass mansions, facing the ocean, with no cameras, no media, no witnesses. And that's the side of Malibu you will never see on Instagram. Now imagine this scene: a $70 million beachfront mansion, floor-to-ceiling glass walls, the sun setting directly into the ocean. Inside, a private dinner, not a party, not noise, just a few people, quiet, powerful, discussing things that never leave that room. That's Malibu, not loud luxury, silent influence. But let's talk about the lifestyle, because this is where things get unreal. Morning starts with the sound of waves. No traffic, no noise, just the ocean. Private chef in the kitchen, personal trainer in the backyard, infinity pool blending into the horizon. Everything customized, everything perfect. Even the air feels different, cleaner, calmer, almost unreal. But here's the twist: this lifestyle is not designed for showing off. It's designed for living without interruption. Because when you reach that level of wealth, you don't want attention. You want control. Control over your time, your space, your environment. And Malibu gives you that. But not completely, because no matter how rich you are, you cannot control everything here. And that's where Malibu becomes unpredictable. Because behind the beauty, there is always tension. Wildfires that spread fast, winds that destroy properties, ocean waves that slowly eat the land, insurance costs going insane, some companies refusing to even insure homes here. Yes, even billionaires face risk here. And that's what makes it crazy. You spend $50 million, $80 million, maybe even $100 million, and still, you are not fully safe. Now think about that. Would you take that risk? Would you live in a place where everything looks perfect, but nothing is guaranteed? Because that's the reality of Malibu. It's not stable luxury, it's high-risk luxury. And for some reason, the richest people love that. Because risk is part of power, and Malibu reflects that mindset. High reward, high risk, high status. But there's something else, something deeper. Because when you live in a place like this, you don't just change your lifestyle, you change your mindset. You start seeing the world differently. Less chaos, less noise, more control, more distance. And slowly, you move away from normal reality. Because normal life doesn't exist here. And that's where the final truth begins. We uncover the dark side of Malibu, the emotional cost, the hidden loneliness, and the question that changes everything. Now here's the truth. The part no one shows you, the part hidden behind those perfect ocean views. Malibu looks like paradise, endless ocean, golden sunsets, multi-million-dollar mansions, everything calm, everything beautiful, everything perfect. But perfection always hides something, and in Malibu, that something is the cost of living this life. Because when you look at these homes, you see freedom, you see success, you see a dream, but what you don't see is what comes with it. Because living here is not normal life. It's a controlled environment, a bubble, a world separated from reality. There are no crowded streets, no random conversations, no unexpected moments. Everything is planned, everything is managed, everything is quiet. And at first, that feels perfect. But over time, something changes. Because humans are not built to live inside perfect systems. We need movement, we need noise, we need connection. But here, connection is limited. Neighbors are distant. People stay inside their own spaces, behind glass walls, behind private gates, behind security systems. And slowly, that creates distance, not just from others, but from real life itself. Because when everything is comfortable, nothing challenges you, nothing surprises you, nothing feels real anymore. And that's the hidden side of Malibu. It gives you everything, but takes away unpredictability. And without unpredictability, life becomes controlled. Now think about this. You wake up every day to the same perfect ocean view, the same silence, the same routine, no stress, no chaos, no pressure. Sounds like a dream, right? But here's the question. If every day feels the same, does it still feel special? Because what makes moments valuable is contrast. Bad days make good days better. Noise makes silence peaceful. Struggle makes success meaningful. But when everything is perfect, that contrast disappears. And when contrast disappears, emotion fades. The ocean view, the lifestyle, but they never ask, what happens after you get it? Because Malibu answers that question. It shows you the end of the journey, the final stage of success. And the truth is, it's not as simple as it looks. Yes, you get luxury. Yes, you get privacy. Yes, you get control. But you also face isolation, risk, and a different kind of emptiness. Not because something is missing, but because nothing is changing. And that's what makes Malibu so fascinating. It's not just a place. It's a reflection of what happens when money removes all limits. Because limits are what make life feel real. Without limits, everything becomes predictable. And when life becomes predictable, it loses its edge. So the next time you see a $100 million beach house or a billionaire watching the sunset, ask yourself one question. Is this the ultimate freedom? Or is this the most expensive illusion? Because sometimes, the places that look the most free are the most controlled. And Malibu might be the perfect example of that.